It is championship time in Vancouver. The main attraction's last title defense of the year, but perhaps the one that puts his championship in the most jeopardy, as Shawn Murphy will defend against KB6, who has a storied rivalry with the West Coast Heavies. We will see if KB6 can spoil the party and end the year poorly for the Heavies, but there is the champion, holding both the All-Star Wrestling Trans-Canada Heavyweight Championship and the Canadian Apex Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. He is the top man in the territory, and the Heavies chant goes up for the main attraction, Shawn Murphy.
That's right. This match is a maybe all year, maybe multi-year match made. Story that has been stretched out. These two hate each other. Before it was KB6 versus Todd. And now Shawn has the title, and KB6 wanted to take it away from him. And Shawn's gonna put an end to that tonight.
The cockiest man in Canadian Apex Wrestling, and that's saying a lot, is the main attraction, Shawn Murphy, all the gold in his hands.
I mean, we talked about it last time. I don't think he's cocky. Like, the guy is perfect, a perfect specimen of a human being, of a champion, a role model, an athlete.
And Murphy now getting set for the match. Title on the line. And here comes the challenger. King Bright of the Six. KB6 making his way to the ring to compete for the richest prize in Canadian Apex Wrestling. And KB6 got a championship around his neck that I believe at one time, at least in part, belonged to Lance Skulls. And look at the scowl on Skulls' face.
But look at KB6. He's used to getting cheers. He's used to being the good guy everyone loves. But this is heavy country.
It certainly is.
Send him back to Toronto, as I always say.
Lot of gold in the ring, but the only gold on the line is the Canadian Apex Wrestling Heavyweight Championship, as we send it inside to Logan Hunter.
It's a smart crowd. Toronto sucks.
Champion
introduction for the main attraction as the heavies chant goes up.
Well, he's our Canadian Apex Wrestling champion. What way do you want him to be introduced?
Well, it's well-deserved. I certainly cannot argue that. Murphy is a phenomenal athlete.
His moves pay our salary.
Title held up by referee Jesse Walker. And there is a tension in the air, Babs.
There's a lot of hate between these two boys. Titans of our industry.
And immediately KB6 going in. Double leg takedown, ground and pound on Shawn Murphy. Surprised him out of the gate as Murphy tries to fend him off. Slips to the outside of the ring. KB6 though quickly following.
Some cheap street moves he learned from...
Murphy just got taken down by one of those cheap street moves, as you called it. But Murphy, perhaps with some desperation early, laying the boots to KB6 as he tried to slide back into the ring. And now Murphy took a moment to jaw jack with the fans. Gonna pay for it with a pounce into the corner. Almost took out the official. And KB6 followed up with a monkey flip. And they are just going full steam ahead here. And that just goes to show how important the Apex Wrestling Championship is. KB6 delivered with that elbow. But only a 1 count, if you can believe it, as Murphy slipped out. Now Murphy up in the fireman's carry, but goes to the eyes. Official couldn't see it, but he saw that neck breaker. And now Murphy on top of KB6, not going for the pin, but just getting some revenge from earlier, laying in those lefts on KB6, and now a nonchalant boot cover. And KB6 still feeling the ill effects of that eye rake.
Shawn Murphy was ready to have a match, but KB6 made him mad. This is personal now.
The animosity runs deep between these two. KB6 trying to fight back here, but gets clubbed down by the main attraction. Snapmare. Now Murphy from the buckle rushes down. Basement clothesline. Contorts KB6 into a pin, but only got a 2. Now Murphy, handful of hair, of course. Goes to strike, got blocked by KB6, into a waistlock, turned it into a German. And Murphy is down, KB6 starting to stir.
You know, this isn't fair though, because Murphy's been fighting all year. KB6 has been doing nothing, he's just been resting.
Yeah, sure he has. KB6 recently off of an injury. Missed wildly with that kick. Murphy shoved him into the ropes. Here he comes, spine on the pine, into the cover. The count, just a 2. KB6 got that right shoulder up, but is feeling that lower back. And the fans now showing homage to the trainer of Shawn Murphy, Seth freaking Rollins, WWE superstar. And now Murphy picking up KB6, going to light him up with that chop, sending him into the corner now. Irish whip into the buckle. Murphy's got him right where he wants him for a heavy splash. Irish whip again. Could Murphy be looking for it once more, and he finds it.
Here he goes. He's got more in the chamber. Look at that.
Well, Murphy's got a lot of friends, all of them heavy. Just hit the second suplex.
Here, watch this, watch this. How beautiful was that?
Incredible strength. Is it enough to put KB6 away? It is not.
KB6 just wants more punishment. That's what it is.
Well, KB6 came here to Vancouver to leave with a championship.
Well, he'll be greatly disappointed. Those plane tickets might as well have been thrown in the trash.
Murphy could be looking for a pedigree here. KB6 got out of it, lifts him up sky high, down to the canvas. 1, 2, do we have a new champion? No! And Lance Skulls with a breath of relief. KB6 trying to navigate his way to the top turnbuckle, it looks. And wait a minute, Skulls on the apron, using all of his might to distract the official now after ringing that rope. And Murphy with the championship in hand, and oh no! Hit the official, missed.
KB6, you coward!
KB6 with Murphy up top, drilled him down!
He's a coward! He let the referee take a hit for him!
Death Valley driver, and now what can KB6 be following it up with as he goes to the top? And the big frog splash! But there's no official! KB6 into the cover. It's 1, 2, 3.
It's zero. It's zero.
New champion. You can count to 10.
Zero counts because there's zero officials because that idiot moved out the way.
Murphy inadvertently struck the official when he was trying to hit KB6 with the Apex Championship. And now KB6 trying to revive Jesse Walker. Skulls right there to observe everything. He got swatted at. Murphy now with the title and hit KB6.
There we go.
Giving Skulls the belt, only to hold it. What could Murphy be looking for here? Skulls holding that championship on the face.
Is he gonna go? Is he gonna go across the world?
Murphy, coast to coast. Connected with KB6, and now grabbing the left arm, pulling the dead weight of the big man. Skulls into the back, emerges with another referee. Here comes Robert Mitchell.
Shawn, we got a ref. Pin.
And now, 1, not this way, not this way, and he kicked out. KB6 kicked out. And what is going to happen now? KB6 being held up by the ropes, charged in with that elbow to strike the champion. Does so again. Roaring back elbow. Kick right to the knee is going to take Murphy down. And oh, what a kick. Unbelievable. We might have a new champion. 1, 2, no.
Thank God.
KB6, moments away.
Come on, Shawn, you have to do this.
Step up, leg drop, and Charlie.
No,
1,
I can't watch.
2, no.
Oh my God. No! Hey!
Crossface!
Hey! What a punk!
Skulls on the apron, distracting the official. The damn Skulls just saved the title. And KB6 now realizing what has happened. He should have had this match 1, 2, or 3 times. And Murphy with a low blow behind the official's back. And now cinching it in with a pedigree. Drilled him to the canvas. And Murphy Murphy.
1, 2, 3.
Murphy somehow, some way will end 2025 as the Canadian Apex Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. But I'll be damned if he didn't steal it, and he's now stealing the championships of KB6. He didn't win those bats.
He earned them. He earned them. KB6 doesn't deserve any of those titles.
Official is being helped to the back here as Murphy exits the ring, holding the gold high above his head.
See, your favorite official, Jesse, got hurt by KB6.
Well, KB6 looks like he's hurt too. I'll tell you that much. And Murphy standing tall.
That's what I love about CAW.
Soaking it all in.
Who the hell?
Wait a minute.
Hey!
Who is that from behind?
Who's that? Who's this punk?
Who is that?
Security! Security!
That's Miles Deville!
Deville, you son of a bitch! Get out of here!
What business does he have here attacking Shawn Murphy after the match? What is the meaning of this? Murphy had no idea where the attack came from, and Deville just took down the Apex champion. And now look at this, Miles Deville holding the championships and then just tossing them down. A sign of disrespect, and now he's looking for something under the ring. Someone's got to come out here to stop this. He's got a chair.
Well, we don't have security anymore. We don't hire CAW security anymore because they keep running away to join MOT.
Two chairs now in the ring. Miles Deville with ill intent. Shawn Murphy has not yet moved. And what is Deville doing here in Apex Wrestling to Shawn Murphy? And no, come on.
He's gonna make a chair sandwich.
A concerto on Shawn Murphy. Are you kidding? No! That's gonna send him straight to the damn hospital with a concussion, you can be sure.
And the sick audience is screaming one more time. This is supposed to be Shawn Murphy's night.
Deville has just put the main attraction out of commission here as he holds up the championships, saying that they will be his soon. I cannot believe what I have seen from Miles Deville. Unbelievable.